Hello, in today's video we will be heading to the mountain lakes near Mount McLaughlin to pick some huckleberries and herbs. First we will be heading over near Brown Mountain in the woods. After that we will head over to Fish Lake and do a drive-through and take a few pictures there. And then we'll head over to Lake of the Woods and see what there is to see over there. Hello, this is Phil from Applegate Bushcraft Survival and Prospecting. Today I'm headed up to the hills between Medford and Klamath Falls to pick some huckleberries. I've been picking this huckleberry patch for about 30 years now. We're going to get a couple gallons today and make some jam if all goes well. Or should I say, we're going to whack some berries today. But first, some crab salad sandwich for lunch. This is yarrow, plant of many medicinal uses. Wild strawberry. And this is coyote mint. And it's got that minty smell to it. I'm going to come back and pick some of this before I go home. That's the only berry on this bush. That's the way most of these bushes are. There's a pretty big rock there that rolled down from the top of the hill. Usually I'd pick a couple pints in this little area right around here, but it just looks really bare right now. I don't see any berries at all back in there. I see one. Well, mushroom season is on its way. This looks like a russula, nice and fresh. It just popped up. It's actually got a nice nice smell to it. It might, still pretty sure it's a russula. It's a brown one. Well, I'd be lucky to get a handful if I picked all day here. You're going to have to tune in next year for the full huckleberry adventure, because this patch just isn't producing this year for some reason. I don't see any signs of any other pickers in here, because there'll at least be a few berries on the bushes. Most of these bushes have 0 berries. So I will pick these monardellas instead. Maybe a few other things. At least it won't be a total loss. This is fireweed. It has many medicinal uses which are relevant to this day and age. And the roots are edible and delicious. This plant is St. John's wort. It has medicinal uses that you can look up on and do your research on it. There are plenty of videos on YouTube regarding the dosage and use of this plant and what it is for. I will leave links in the description to the videos that tell you more about these plants. This one here is deer brush. Pioneers used to make tea out of these leaves. They would ferment the leaves just like they would regular tea. Kind of has a pungent smell to it that's not bad. Oh, maybe I'll try some of this. There are lots of wild strawberries up here, but you need to get here a lot earlier if you want to pick these. These usually come on in early and mid-July. You can get the good berries here. Well, unfortunately, I came up with an SD card error. So I took that SD card out, and I'd already picked huckleberries, about a handful. The patches weren't doing that well today, or this year actually. I'd found like one berry on each bush, and I picked a few other herbs, but then I got all my videoing done for the day, and the SD card failed at the end. So I'm going to show you what I got so far today. The day's not over yet. I'm going to go down a trail here and see what else I could find. This is St. John's wort. I picked some of this. You can look this up on YouTube to see what the medicinal uses are for this plant. I don't use this plant myself. This is fireweed. I picked a handful of this. The plant is edible. The roots are delicious. This plant does have medicinal use. In Russia they make kapori tea out of this, and the tea is used when you have a fever or the flu, and this will help break your fever. At least that's what I understand. Again, do your own research on this plant. I am not an expert on herbal medicine by any means, so anything I say here is not to be construed as medical or treatment advice. This is coyote mint. I like to make a tea out of this, and I also powder this up and use it in recipes as a culinary herb. It has a nice minty smell to it. This is the high mountain monardella, and there are the huckleberries for the day. I got about a handful. The reason why there's leaves mixed in that is because I use a tennis racket to knock the berries in this tub when I'm picking. And then I have a system at home for cleaning these where I run it over a fan to separate the leaves, and then I've got grates that I roll the berries over to break the stems off of them. I don't have enough to set that up, so I'm just going to clean these by hand when I get home. I got about enough for one cheesecake. One slice of cheesecake, that is. There's some of that St. John's wort. This is the fireweed growing. This is mullein. There's a lot of uses for this plant. This is a widely used plant by the American Indians. Mullein, M-U-L-L-E-I-N. Mullein. This is the fireweed that I picked. I didn't get it from this patch, but this is just another fireweed patch that's by the side of the road. A lot of this around here. This is a wild hazelnut. They're not ready yet. About another month. About another month and these nuts will be ready. This is one of the staple foods that the Native Americans around here ate for thousands of years. This is a yew tree. The branches from this tree and the wood are used for making bows and arrows. This is a good chanterelle patch. I will be coming back here in about 3 weeks. They should start popping by then. Between now and then, we're expected to get some thunderstorms and some rain, and that should help bring them on. A thimbleberry. A black. Not quite ripe yet, so this is going to be a sour one. Sugar pine. Douglas fir. The rose hip. And another hazelnut. More Pipisiwa. There's a trillium. I like to put these in salads, but I only pick these up by Howard Prairie Lake where they grow real super thick. Around here they're too spotty, so I wouldn't pick this one. Wild ginger. This is a good substitute for ginger for culinary, but for medicinal use, it's not the same. Well, I don't think I've ever seen Fish Lake this low before. There's the boat ramp, high and dry. This is a chinkapin tree, also known as a wild chestnut. And you can see these spiny things down here. These are the containers that protect the chestnuts. There's some chestnuts right here. You don't want to use your gloves when you handle those. They should be ready in about a month or so. Lake of the Woods. Lake of the Woods Resort. I don't know if you could rent boats here or not, but probably rent little boats. There's a restaurant over that way. We got pretty good hamburgers here. I'm not going to stop this time though.